Namaskaram, I'm Harish Thotungal, Mohanji Acharya. I'm here to read the Sai Satcharitra chapter 37. I hope you all have been enjoying all the other chapters as well, and do come in and visit our YouTube channel to listen to all the chapters. Thank you. So, in today's chapter, chapter number 37, Hemant Pant describes the Chavadi procession. So, basically, blessed is Sai's life and his divine routine. His ways and actions are incredible. At times, he was intoxicated with Brahmananda, divine joy. At the other times, content with knowledge of the self, despite doing so many things. He was not concerned with them at all. Though he seemed at times physically motionless, he was not idle or asleep. He always abided to his own self. Though he looked as calm and quiet as the placid sea, he was deep and unfathomable. He can describe his ineffable nature. He regarded men as brothers and women as sisters and mothers. He was a perfect and perpetual celibate. May the knowledge we got through his acquaintance let us into our death. Let us always serve him with wholehearted devotion to his feet. Let us see him as God in all beings and let us always love his name. Hemant Pant, after making some lengthy dissertations on some topics in the Vedanta, which he himself considers a uh, digression, goes on to describe the Chavadi procession. So let's see what Hemant Pant is explaining here. Baba's dormitory has already been described. Every alternate day, he slept in the Chavadi, a small building containing a room or two near the masjid. This alternate sleeping routine in both these buildings continued till Baba's Mahasamadhi. From the 10th of December 1909, devotees began to worship Baba in Chavadi. We will now describe this with His grace when it was a night that Baba was would be spending into Chavadi. People flocked to the masjid and sang bhajans in the courtyard of the masjid for a few hours. Behind them was a beautiful ratha, small horse drawn cart. To the right, a tulsi vrindavan, a decorative structure with a tulsi plant in it. And in the front of Baba, devotees who were fond of singing devotional songs. Some played various musical instruments while singing. Sai Baba was the magnet who drew all the devotees to him. Outside the courtyard, some held their torches, some decorated the Pelguin, while others stood with canes in their hand and shouted out cries of victory of Baba. The corners of the masjid were decorated with buntings. All around the masjid, rows of burning lamps shed their light. Baba's horse, Shamakarna, stood fully decorated outside. Then Patya Patil came with a party of men to Baba and asked him to be ready. Baba sat quietly in his place till Tatya came and helped him to get up. By putting his arm around Baba's armpit, Tatya called Baba Mama, maternal uncle. In reality, their relationship were extremely close. Baba wore the usual kafni, the long robe placed around his short stick around his armpit, and after picking up his tobacco pipe and tobacco and placed a cloth over his shoulder, was ready to start. Then Tatya draped Baba in a beautiful golden embroidery shawl. After this, Baba moved the bundle of firewoods lying behind him with his right toe, and then after extinguishing the burning fire with his right hand, started for the Chavli. Then all sorts of musical instruments played and fireworks exhibited their different colors and sound. Men and women singing Baba's name started walking and singing bhajans to the accompaniment of musical instruments. Some danced with joy and some carried various flags. Men announced Baba's name when he stood on the steps of the masjid. To either side of Baba stood people who fanned Baba with large hand fans. The path on which Baba walked was covered with layers of clothes. Tatya held his left hand and Mahasapti the right, while Babu Sahib Log held a decorative umbrella over his head. In this fashion, Baba marched on to the Chavadi. The fully decorated horse, Shamakarna, led the way, and behind him were all the carriers, waiters, musicians, crowds of devotees. Harinam, the name of the Lord, chanted to the accompaniment of music filled the skies, and also did the name of Sai in this manner. The procession reached the corner when all the persons that joined the party seemed pleased and delighted. On reaching the corner, Baba stood facing the Chavadi and shone with a particular luster. It seemed as if Baba's face glittered like dawn or like the glory of the rising sun. Baba stood there with a concentrated mind facing the north, as if he was calling somebody. All the instruments played their music while Baba moved his right arm up and down for some time. Kaka Sahib Dixit then came forward with a silver plate containing flowers with gulal red powder and showed them on Baba's body. The musical instruments played their best at their juncture, and Baba's face beamed with steady and added radiance and beauty. Everyone present drank his luster in their heart content. Words failed to describe the skin and splendor of the occasion. Sometimes Malasa Sapti would begin to dance, preceded by some deity. But everyone was rather surprised to see that despite this sudden distraction, Baba's concentration was not in the least bit disturbed. With a lantern in his hand, Tatya Patil walked on Baba's left side and Bhagat Pal Sahib on his right, holding with his hand the hem of Baba's garment. With a beautiful procession and that an expression of devotion to witness this, men and women, poor and rich, flocked to the masjid. Baba walked very slowly. Devotees followed on both sides with love and devotion. With joy pervading an atmosphere, the procession reached the Chavadi. That scene and those days are gone now. Nowadays, nobody can see them now or in the future. But by remembering and visualizing this scene, we can bring solace and comfort to our minds. The Chavdi was also fully decorated with white ceiling, mirrors, and many types of lamps. On reaching it, Bhatia went ahead and placed a padded seat with a bolster on it and asked Baba to sit on it. He also gave Baba a good coat to wear. Then devotees worshipped in various ways. They placed a crown with a tuft in his head, placed garlands of flowers and jewelry around his neck, and making his forehead with musk mixed vertical lines and a dot as Vishnava devotees do. They stared at him for a long time to their heart's content. They changed his headdress now and then and held it aloft on his head, fearing the Baba might throw it away. Baba knew the hearts of them and all meekly submitted to all their methods without objects. With with these decoration, he looked wonderfully beautiful. Nana Sahib Nimokar held the chatra, the umbrella, with its beautiful pendant. Bapu Sahib log washed Baba's feet in silver dish and offered arghya and worship with due formalities. He then, Burmish, uh, he basically massaged Baba's arm with sand or applied sandal paste and offered Baba betel leaf. Baba sat and Tatya and others kept alternatively standing and fanning at his feet. When Baba sat, supported himself against the bolster, and devotees on both sides waved fans. Shyama then prepared chilim, which is the pipe, and handed it over to Tatya, who drew a flame out of it and then gave it to Baba. After Baba had his smoke, it was given to Bhagat Marasapti, and then it was passed around to everyone. Blessed with the inanimate Chilam for its first had to undergo many ordeals of penance, such as being treated by pot makers, dried in the open sun, and baked in the kiln. And then it had the good fortune of divine touch of Baba's hand and his kiss. After this ceremony was over, devotees put garland around his neck, gave him bunches of flowers to smell. Baba was dispassion on not non-attachment incarnate, did not care much for all these necklaces of jewels, garlands of flowers, and other ornaments. But out of real love of his devotees, he allowed them to have their own way. Finally, Bapu Sahib Log waved the arati around Baba, observing all due formalities while the musical instruments played their auspicious tunes. When this arati was over, devotees returned home after bowing to Baba and taking his leave. When Tatya Patil, after offering Chilam, Atar, the scent and rose water, was about to leave, Baba said to him lovingly, "Guard me. Go if you like, but return sometime at night and inquire about me." Replying in affirmative, Tatya left the chawdi and went home. Then Baba himself prepared his bed. He spread out 50 or 40 white sheet, one upon another, and thus making his bed, went to sleep. We shall all now rest and close this chapter with a request to readers that they should remember Sai Baba and the Chavdi procession daily before they retire and go to bed. Wonderful incident, and they have explained it such a way that you can feel what actually happened. One thing I want to mention here is about devotees coming and offering to Baba the flower garlands, necklaces, the crown they put on the head. It happens even today, like in the Mohanji Center of Benevolence in Scotland. Whenever new people come, they wanted to select the dress that Baba is going to wear, the shawl is going to wear, the necklace is going to put, and things like it's you can see the devotion or how they are so excited to do that to Baba, and certainly Baba wouldn't say no to them. And this happens every time in Scotland. Of course, all the Monji Center of Benevolence where Baba is there. It's an amazing thing to watch out for. And as explained in this, Baba has no interest in whatever is being offered to him, but he does it mainly because for the devotees who are excited in offering them to Baba. Yeah, with that, I close the chapter. Do come in tomorrow to listen to the next chapter. Thank you very much.